Brothers, it's a really important topic which we're going to talk about. Just a few minutes, inshallah, if you can stay through the presentation. It's just a few minutes presentation, and then this part of it is research. And the research is a questionnaire, which we're going to invite you. It's voluntary if you want to take part in the questionnaire. And there's a register going around. You don't have to give your name, but it's just to show how many people we're delivering to, that's all. So your age and your first part of your postcode, that's all we need on there. Also, there's an information sheet which Brother Mahib's giving out, and that's just about the research. It will be on there as well. Okay, so this is developed by Bradford University by some researchers, and it's supported by Yorkshire Cancer Research, and also all those partners at the top there who are supporting this project. So we're talking about screening for Muslim women. Okay, so you might wonder why we're talking to Muslim men about Muslim women. So we're trying different strategies to try and get the message out about the importance of screening. So why we're talking to Muslim men is that we want Muslim men to support and encourage the women folk, because women are not doing the screening. They're coming into the system, if they do have cancer at a later stage, and and this screening can prevent that. So I'll go straight to the presentation. What is the problem? So the screening, as we said, for Muslim women, for breast, cervical and bowel cancer is very low. There are 18,500 overdue screens for bowel, breast, cervical cancer in BD2, 3, 5, 7 and 8. That's a phenomenal amount compared to our white community who do have their screening. We don't. This is how many are overdue. So I want to see a story. This is a case, a live case of Sister Shanaz. The name's been changed, but it's a true story. This is what happened. So Sister Shanaz, she was invited for screening, for breast screening, and she didn't go to the appointment. She developed changes to her skin and a lump, and she ignored both. She was embarrassed, basically, to speak to anyone about it. She was busy with the housework like our women folk, busy with the housework, her job and children. And then there was no pain at that time, so she didn't go to the GP. So when she noticed that lump had grown, she needed somebody else to take her to the GP. But brothers, it was too late then. The cancer had spread so much, and the sister died. So this is what's happening a lot in our community. So this is a case of a sister, a true case, but it's happening a lot. So, brothers, that you might not see any changes. She did have some changes to the skin, but sometimes there's no changes to the skin. You can't see the thing. So that's why it's so important that the screening is done. So it's detected early and it can be treated. So the procedure is straightforward for the three things. So I'm going to just go through the procedure, and then inshallah, we will go through, so the procedure, and then you can be able to support your women folk on that, inshallah. So, as we know, some people might say it's qadar Allah if we get cancer or not, but as the Sheikh will tell you, our religion teaches us that we have to take precautions. We have to take precautions and do what we can to prevent, us getting illness and the illness getting worse. So the procedure is basically you get a letter. So you'll get a letter like this, a normal NHS letter. The women folk will get this letter inviting them for screening. So the breast screening is done at St Luke's Hospital. Does everybody know where St Luke's Hospital is? So you'll be invited to go to there to have breast screening. All these screening are done by women as well. It's done by women, okay? So the breast screening is at St Luke's Hospital. The bowel screening is done at home. You get this package in the post you'll get. And so basically what it is a sample is needed. So you can do this at home. This sample, not very nice, but sample of poo is put in this, and it's posted in this. Okay, you just post it off, and that's it. That's the bowel screening. So the cervical screening is usually done, same letter, and usually done at your GP. Okay, so breast screening, 50 to 71-year-olds every 3 years. Bowel screening, 56 to 74-year-olds every 2 years. Cervical screening is 25 to 64 years every 3 years for 25 to 49, and every 5 years, 50 to 64. Okay, so that's basically what we do, what we want to, what we want to tell you about. You know, that there's an issue and what the procedure is, and we want you to try to support and encourage the women folk in your family to get the screening done. So, just wanted to go through, see if you understood what I've said. You know, is this true or false? Is it true that breast and cervical cancer screening is carried out by a male health professional? False. Yeah, it's done by a female. Yeah. Number 2, screening is for those women who think they might have cancer. True or false? False. Okay, that's right. So you, as we said, you might not see any changes, but the cells might be there, the cancer cells. So the screening is really important, okay? So brothers, the information sheet you've got there, there's a QR code on there. So part of the research is to see if you understood this presentation, a little bit about yourself, where you live, your age, and also, would you actually tell 6 members of your family, female members of your family? So we want to know if this research is effective, and would you actually do it? Okay, so there's a QR code. If you could just scan it now, please, and just fill in the questionnaire. It's a short questionnaire, but this is part of the research. It's really important to do this. But it's voluntary. You know, if you don't want to, you don't have to. If you do it, then you're helping the community in whether this is effective. Okay, so if you could scan it now, please, and just do the questionnaire. At the end of the questionnaire, it will ask for your name and your telephone number. Okay, so this is, again, voluntary, and it's kept anonymous as well. So it won't be published, just for our information. So what we do is that you will be contacted. You'll be contacted by one of the researchers from Bradford University and say, look, have you contacted, is this something you understood? And will you contact 6 members of your family? And then what they will ask, if you have contacted 6 members, they'll ask you for the first BD code and the age of the person you've told. And if you take part in that research, that's the research. If you take part in the research, you get a £10 shopping voucher as well, okay, as a thank you for taking part in the research. So that's as simple as that, yeah? So the name and address is for that reason, so we can contact you. Okay, so brothers, if you could just do that, please, now, that would be great, inshallah. So, number 3, bowel cancer screening can be done at home. True or false? True, yeah. So this is the package which is come in the post, and you send it off in the post, okay? Has anybody had that? Yeah? Yeah, so it comes, it's straightforward, yeah? So, good, okay. And number 4, cervical cancer screening is only needed if you are married. True or false? False, yeah? So it can be even if you're not married. Okay, so that is the presentation. So what we're asking is to contact 6 members of your family, you know, who are mahram to you. You are mahram to them, sorry. So six members of a family, and tell them about the importance. You can say, you know, just think about how you can spread the message. It might be a bit sensitive, you know, you might not be able to speak to your daughters about it, but maybe your wife might be able to. Maybe you might go through WhatsApp. Just have a think how you can do it, you know, or you might ask one of your family members to tell six members of your family, female members. So that's it. Is there any questions? Yeah. Okay. Jazakallah khair. And it's a really important topic. It's a really important thing which is affecting our community. So if you can take part in, I encourage you to take part in the research you know, and it's just doing that questionnaire. Anybody who wants to do a written questionnaire, I've got written questionnaires here, we can do that as well. So if you just put your hands up, and Brother Mohib, if you could just give these out, and just fill this questionnaire in if you want to do it by hand. Yes, my brother, yeah. Yeah, so just tell as many as you can in your family, whatever you got. Yeah, it's a good question, brother. It's not a silly question. It's a good question, and still, this will be, you know, you just feed it back to the research. So what's going to happen is that this information is going to be collected and it will be delivered. It'll be It will be published for people to see about the research, and also maybe at some seminars they'll also say, you know, this is how effective it was, or it wasn't effective, however it was.
Brother can also ask his wife or, you know, family members to ask their friends.
Yeah. So yeah, Jazakallah khair, Wahib. So what we said is, if you haven't got that many family members, you can ask your wife maybe, or your daughter, to ask, you know, their friends. You know, so if they can tell at least 6 people, you know, that's what we want to try and get the message out far and wide. You know, that's it. So also, brothers, what I was going to say was, if anybody wants to take part, with some cards here, you can take part in a further interview to help in the research, and also for your women folk as well, if they want to take part in the interview. So I'll send those cards out as well. It's all towards the research. Okay. Any other questions?
Sorry, the survey can be done online if you want to do it easier with the QR code, or if you want the questionnaire, put your hands up.
These are the cards if you want your women folk to do a survey as well, to take part in the research. Okay. Is anybody? Yeah, brother there. Anybody wants to do a physical questionnaire? Yeah. Okay, so I can leave some cards for the sisters if they want to do it. Okay, but this is directed. The actual presentation is for men. This is the strategy. Yeah, there is a card. Yeah, we can send some cards up. Yeah, inshallah. So they can scan the sisters. You can scan the card and take part in a questionnaire. It will say on the card. Yeah, just if anybody wants the cards, give them cards. Whatever's left, then just send them up for the sisters. Does anybody want the cards for the women folk to do the questionnaire? Just put your hands up and they'll give it. Otherwise, we'll send them up.
It's the same QR code on the back of that information thing as well.
No, that QR code's for the men's survey. Yeah, that one. Okay, brothers, Jazakallah khair for your time, and hopefully it's been useful for you about the information and, you know, the procedure of the screening. That's it. Jazakallah khair. Ji. Yes, yeah. There is, but what? Ji. Jazakallah khair. Yeah, Uncle's just saying that we should tell about men as well. You know, that we need to do it as well. It's true as well. You know, the same thing about screening. You'll have these through in the post, but this project is aimed towards the women, because the women are the one who are not getting the screening done. But we can send that feedback back to the researchers to do something for the men.